Following the arraignment of former Patriots player Aaron Hernandez on double murder charges this week, Hernandez's lawyer and the judge got into an open court spat about the presence of the media. Attorney Charles Rankin accused the DA's office of trying the case in the media, but trial magistrate Gary Wilson was having none of it. Here's a little of the exchange.
I object to the court giving the Commonwealth an opportunity to make a speech. The district attorney's press release invited the media to come here today to hear more facts and circumstances about the case, even though there is no reason at all to have a speech by the district attorney's office. This is not supposed to be a spectacle. It's not supposed to be a sporting contest. The defendant has been subjected to an avalanche of publicity, none of which we're responsible for. 62 years ago, Justice Frankfurter said that for the prosecutor to feed the news media would be to turn the courtroom into a trial by newspaper rather than a trial by jury.
I will state for the record that I've conducted over 1,900 arraignments in capital cases in Suffolk County since 1983. And in each occasion, the prosecutor has been afforded an opportunity to speak. I could not envision a proceeding where the press would not be invited to attend. We do not operate behind closed doors in our system of justice in the United States, let alone in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
True. However, in this case, the Suffolk County DA's office put out two press releases that were very specific. I think we have them about, the pool arrangements and the overflow room and, seating in the trial and who is the pool. I mean, that does not happen in your everyday arraignment. So the other 1,900 that Judge Wilson did, I don't think have that. That having said that, I mean, it was fascinating just to hear Charles Rankin speak about, the arraignment itself, because it went on for 16 minutes and they really did lay out the case. I've heard that before. I don't know if I've ever heard it in that kind of detail, but the idea that somehow they orchestrated the media the media was going to be there, I think the DA was just trying to get a handle on it.
Right, and I tend to think, like, you're a celebrity, you get the benefits of that celebrity. That comes with a downside if you commit a crime. So, I mean, it's alleged, but it has been a bit of a media circus. I don't follow this story very carefully, and I sort of think he's guilty, and that probably does mean that he's not getting a fair trial, so I'll go with that. But I just don't think that, like, the number one problem in our justice system is that celebrities with a lot of money don't get enough justice. That just does not ring true to me. So I'm sort of okay
this is unfair. This is unfair.
I was just more fascinated with the judge and his legalistic way of saying, this is not my first time at the rodeo, young man. Don't tell me about how to run this courtroom. It was pretty interesting. To your point, there's two trials now he's up for. It's very confusing, Hernandez. So I can understand why, and his attorney was correct in making the best defense that he could, because every time you hear those facts laid out or the circumstances portrayed as facts by the other side, it begins to sound like, well, that's what happened.
He said you're tainting the jury pool.
Yeah.
You and I will not be sitting on the jury.
No, we won't.
But, the lawyer's argument about the pretrial publicity is normally something that I'd be very sympathetic to, but I thought it was interesting to listen to Judge Wilson because he really addressed all the points and refuted them pretty well.
One by one, I know.
And I really think what may be going on here is trying to build a record for appeal. I think that the defense lawyers are already looking down the road and saying, well, what are we going to be able to claim? Well, we'll claim improper pretrial publicity. And I think they're already starting to put that together.
Well, I think that's always the case, but I think you're absolutely right. And so in his going back over each thing that he said, that cleaned that up, it seems to me.
So I just thought it was refreshing to have a magistrate, really is what he is, defend cameras in the courtroom. We got to get him on the federal case and see if we can, get him to step in on our behalf and get into the Tsarnaev trial.
Get him on the Supreme Court.
I was thinking more that we should get him a show on TV. Judy has to retire eventually. I kind of loved him.
He's got the look. I agree.
Yeah.
It's great.